Good evening, everyone. As how I was introduced, I'm Josephat, and I'm an activist for people with albinism in Africa. I know you know me that I'm a human who is an African man, which is hard even to believe sometimes. People, they don't believe that if I'm a human sometimes. What makes to people to discuss much about my color? When I was born, my mother shared me with this story that I was not supposed to live. I was supposed to be poisoned because of the color which I have. It's very hard to explain in deeply that black people to have a white child or a white man like me. Very difficult. So when I was growing up, when my mother shared with me this story, of course, I was not happy at all. So the midwives advised my mother, it's better you kill him because it's a shame to the community. It's a shame to your neighbor. It was a shame to my family. But I survived because my mother or my parents, they were not ready to buy this bad ideology which was there at that years. When I was growing up, of course, I passed through difficult situation. Through rejection, because the bad ideology which was there, many children with albinism, they were killed in the delivery process. So I was the one of them whom I survived. What next if you find that you are rejected to the community because of your color? Because it's about my color. That's which make me to be in trouble. In many years, many people with albinism were killed because of the appearance of the color. And when my mother shared with me this story, of course, I found myself when I went to the street. Sometimes I wanted to play with the other children. It was very difficult because they think if I will touch them, they will get albinism. So albinism can be contaminated easily. Sometimes maybe, as you know, everyone here either get breakfast or lunch or dinner. Sometimes if I visit any family, when I found them they are eating, they stop eating and live there. So I was thinking, why this is happening to me? And sometimes I was thinking maybe I'm different because the way how I am. But my mother was really very, I can say, my hero in my life. She was really ready to confront, even to argue. Sometimes I can be in the street, and if I feel really very hurtful, I was supposed to go to tell my mother that I found this in my life, this and this. Of course, she was able to come back to me and to give me some advice. How can I live? How can I survive? And then, as you know, there are a lot of issues behind of this gate. There are some people who believe albinism means sometimes if I go to the street, there is a lot of misconception behind. They call me ghost. I don't know if I'm a ghost. A spirit? I don't know if I'm a spirit. I'm not sure. Sometimes a healer of HIV. And sometimes they think even we don't die. If I want to die, I don't know if I want to die. We disappear. We don't die. So these rumors has been there for many years. And it comes now, after hearing all of these stuffs, in 2006, I think people, they are aware, people with albinism started to be hunted because the people, they think my body can make someone to be rich. While the other people with albinism, they are poor. But they believe if they get, the body parts, they can sell, and the market is there. That's what they believe. So I started to go around to follow the community, to discuss with the community, to do awareness raising, because I know this is about ignorance. It's about ignorance. It's not about, because people, they don't have scientific means. Even if you tell them what is albinism is, it's hard to believe. Albinism is about the condition. It's about genetic condition. The way how, I'm speaking to you, it's hard to believe. Some people, if you tell it's about genetics, they say, no, you are a ghost. And with this condition, I have a lot of effect. Lack of melanin in my, in my skin, where can cause effect to my eyes. You can see my eyes as well. You can see my hair, but I'm still an African man. I'm not belongs to Europe. I'm an African man. But also the skin. I asked sometimes my mother when I went maybe to spend much time in the sun. I get burned, I get blisters. When I asked my mother, she didn't have enough answer to me, or a clear answer. Why, if I go to the sun, I get burned? There was no clear information about albinism. I didn't know if there is also sun cream lotion where they can protect, my skin. So these rumors of killings was there many, many, many years. Some people, they used to say, if you die, rest in peace. But for us, still a debate, because even if you die in a normal death, still people search the bones. While the truth is that I have nothing in my body. I have nothing to make some people to become rich. There is a time where I thought even myself to hide myself. But I said, why should I have to hide myself? The witch doctors, traditional healers, they are spreading the information that people with albinism, if you get their body parts, you will become rich. Of course, I was angry. To follow the traditional healers and to discuss with them, it's hard. Because this is your enemies. Because the body parts of people with albinism always found to the traditional healers. And I thought that pointing fingers, some people, you make them to go far away with you. So I used to do the approach, I think everyone, do no harm. Do no harm means when you are doing anything, you need to analyze. You need to ask, am I creating a problem? I know the traditional healers and the witch doctors, the body parts of people with albinism, they are, they are there. They were having it. But I learned one thing, that's how can I make them to be to my part? How can I bring them to my side? And then I can make them, to condemn what is happening. I struggled a lot. And sometimes I was feeling, the more I talk, the more I put myself in danger as well. I was attacked 2 times, but I survived. I know sometimes they wanted they didn't want my body, I'm sure. Because I'm sure that they wanted to shut up my mouth. Because the more I talk, the more they are in trouble. So sometimes the traditional healers, and the witch doctors, they ask you, can we discuss it? Because the more you talk, the more we are in trouble. Even those people who tried to kill me, they are in jail now. They're in prison. But I thought when I was doing this campaign, it's better to welcome your enemy. It's better to give them a chance to discuss with them than to point them a finger. So to my life, I learned that forgiveness is so important. When I was born, I was rejected. When I was growing, killing and attacks for people with albinism, people are exhuming even dead body. So in order to reach them, I needed to be in the middle. I have to forgive them, then they can come closer to me. It was very difficult. But it's so important to my life. I recognize that, it's not good to confront the people. It's good to confront the issue. You need to discuss the issue. Don't confront the people. Because I know it's about ignorance. I know it's about poverty. The children are being sent to the shelters. They are living there, hundreds. They are being packed. They don't get parental love as how we are giving our children. When I look at them, I didn't grow up in the shelter. I grown up at home to my family, even though I went some difficulties, but my family was ready. And this is what I'm talking today. It's needed a global solidarity. It's about human right crisis. Because I'm a human. That's why I started to ask you. All of you, you know I am a human. And I'm an African man. If I die, I need to be respected as how other people. But even if you die in a normal death, people, they're still grubbing. They're still searching the bones. Is it true? The bone can make you rich. So that's why I spend my life going to the community, discussing with the community, educating the society that albinism is about a genetic condition. It has nothing with to become you rich. And sometimes, as how I said, when I was attacked, I thought it's the end of my life. But I survived. That's why I will not give up easily like that. Because I have to follow them. Traditional healers and the witch doctors, they are the ones who are spreading this information, which is wrong information. So the best way is to give them the fact and the findings. That's albinism is this. And this problem is not only Tanzania. Tanzania now is getting better because maybe we are highlighting. This problem is almost 26 countries, up to 27. We are human. We are not belongs to the center or to the shelter. When we are hunted like animals, that is against of the human rights. So this agenda should be opened to everyone. So that's why I'm here today. That's to tell you that we people with albinism, we are suffering with this issue because of our color. The color making us to be in trouble. Where others, they are benefiting the human rights issues. How can, if I'm not a human, how can a human right apply to me? Or how can justice, law and justice can apply to me? Sometimes I asked my mother, why do I have this color? Why am I different from others? Of course, my mother, she passed away, but she used to tell me it's the will of God. Then it didn't give me a clear answer. If it's the will of God, all of us, we should be white. But there was no clear answer. My life, I have been climbing mountains and mountains. Mountain of rejection, mountain of, all of those difficulties. That's why last year, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah, just to prove I'm a human. I have capabilities. I'm able. And I was able also to reach to the top. To me, if I will be asked today, Josephat, can we change your color? I won't agree. Because the way how I am, I accept myself. The taboos, which is within the community, we need to break the silence. And then it will help. What if these children, they are there, they don't know where to go. They are there, they are complaining. They are hearing other voices. When you go to see them, there is a lot of restriction. You find they are living in the big wall. I don't want to see these children like a zoo. I think you understand the zoo, eh? Zoo means you need to see in a very far away, I don't know. It could be if you are going to see maybe other animals. If they are here, I'm sure they are here. So I don't want to see these children. They are going through those difficulties. Those are the ones who are making me today, I'm speaking. So here in the Netherlands, we have Josephat Foundation, Europe. What I'm doing is just to bring together people with albinism from Europe and from Africa to have collective voice. Dank u wel. Thank you.